Hi, my name is Lise Robinson. I thank each and every one of you for coming to listen to this very important topic 10 things to do after a person passes away. My name is Lise Robinson. I'm a holistic grief specialist, and this career choice has chosen me after losing 6 family members. It was like a nudge for me to create tools that could really help people navigate through their grief and loss. Some of the most important tips that I'm going to give you is life changing because when a person goes through such emotional trauma, a lot of times we can't think straight. We get stuck in the pain. So it's so important to, if it happens at a hospital or an accident or something along those lines, it's important to contact a funeral home or coroner's office, depending on the situation that occurs, or even contacting the police. Because sometimes when people die at a car accident, you call the police and then they call the ambulances or whoever. So it's important to make connections with a funeral home. Now, once you connect with the funeral home, they'll give you some options of how you want to proceed with the situation that you're dealing with, to have a funeral, to have a burial, or have cremation arrangements. And they'll go through a whole list of different items that need to be taken care of. So the next thing you want to do is contact family and your friends and tell them about the loss and allow people to absorb the information, chat with them, and get some support and self care for yourself. So, finding the will is really important, and finding out who will execute the will to make the funeral arrangements and the burial plans. That is a really important step. The next thing to do is to secure the property and provide care for the children or the pets in that household. So important. With the funeral arrangements as well, you will have to, or someone will have to, write an obituary or eulogy for the ceremony or celebration of life. Um, the next important thing is to get the death certificate or settle the estate, close all the accounts, access to insurance companies, phoning their work, closing off all these different items. Now, if most people have worked in Canada here, there is a benefit, the CPP benefit for people to apply to. And depending on how much the person has worked, they might be able to access a death benefit. The next step is also to close off all the social media information because social media, sometimes the wishes of people would like to be to close everything off because leaving your information out there to the world can invite uninvited people so that it makes it very difficult. So it's really important that you understand that if that's the situation, you will need passwords and all that information to close off these accounts. So, as we go into the planning and telling our loved ones, remember to use simple language when you're telling people that your loved one has passed away because it's very difficult for people to absorb this information. Sometimes through the phone or in person is even better, and just to be there for each other. The biggest tip that I can give about dealing with death is to listen actively and to paraphrase what you've heard, and that will help you to have that information, digest that information, and take it so that you can deal with it. When you're dealing with the funeral home, they'll have the application for the death benefit for yourself. And if you have any children, sometimes they do have the surviving child benefit as well. So follow the deceased person's wishes, as they might be family members wanting different things. So it's really important to honor our loved ones' wishes, make the arrangements, and following through on that can be a task at hand. But once you have that support from the funeral home, they can help navigate you further regarding some of the different aspects of the funeral or the wake that needs to be done. And they can show you some examples of how to write an obituary, as well as eulogies to help deal with the issues. Now, securing the property, it needs to be addressed, because the location needs to be cleaned out. If it's owned by the person that lives there, then it might need to be sold, or it might need to be gifted, depending on what the wants and needs for the person that passed away, what they want done with them. If it's a rental property, you need to let the landlords know, and you'll have a certain amount of time to get all the personal effects out of there. Find care for the pets and the children, because it's really important, because we don't want these things left to other people, because children and animals, I'm sure they had an idea as to who was going to take over the responsibility of caring for them. As far as mail goes, it's important to have it forwarded to the executor. And if you are the executor of the mail, then it's important to open it and deal with letters, as well as informing the people that the person passed away. Notifying the employer is really important and key, because there could be some life insurance plans that the organization might have that could help to mitigate with some of the costs of the funeral. You'll need the documents such as the death certificate to help with the estate. Also, dealing with credit cards, debit cards, also closing off payments on different things such as the rent, the phone, the cable, the internet, all these different things, subscriptions such as Netflix, magazines, outlets. So it's important to have access to all this information in the will. Hopefully they have it all outlined there, so you can close off all these different things, even the social media. Now, one of the important things to do is filing the taxes and closing the taxes off as well, so that you don't continuously get the information regarding the taxes regarding that person's life. So those are some of the tips that could help navigate grief when you're going through a very difficult emotional time. So if these tips were helpful, please direct message me, or let me know if you would like to sit in on the next series of workshops that I'm offering. And this is all for free, and your likes and shares are much appreciated. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.